So let's talk about what's really going on here. And everybody's going to call me crazy because they don't have the eyes to see and the ears to hear. There's a war going on against good versus evil. These people have tried to snatch my soul. They try to indoctrinate me into a freaking occult without my knowledge or permission. They have done so fucking much to me into their little group. And listen, I want to tell y'all something. This is the craziest part about it. This man of status was unalived, and that female jumped into his vessel, bro. And I actually have saved one of the videos where it says, where he's talking about himself in third person as a female. Because there's a female running his vessel, and the problem is the bitch jumped into the vessel and don't know how to run companies. The bitch wanted to take on this man's whole persona, and she can't even run a fucking company, bro. So what are y'all gonna do? Y'all got somebody so unintelligent running in a vessel, and then this bitch needs me to feed off of so they can create these motivational videos to talk about, different things, and then they snatch my account and use my account, steal from me to keep themselves afloat and getting money from others because this person don't know how to make money or get into accounts or anything else, basically because her soul was in this dude's vessel. Okay, y'all don't understand the depth of what I see. You don't understand the depths of what is really truly going on out here in these streets, in these spiritual streets. It's a whole war between good versus evil, and you don't understand that. And these people in the occult, they think that they can control, but once their secrets are revealed, they never held power to begin with, but once their secrets are revealed, it dismantles them. They go fucking nuts. They don't know what to do because they don't really have no power. The power that they have comes from people like us, chosen people, or people of God, or people out here walking a righteous path. It comes from light workers and healers and people who are the cosmic people. Because I told you about the cosmic rebellion. And I just want you to know, again, they have to follow divine order, which is universal law. And they consider God a primordial source. So they call him the primordial source. They say, like the extraterrestrials will say, oh, the primordial source of all things. And the primordial source in cosmic vision, it's considered the primordial source. In Christian vision, it's considered God. In, India and stuff, it's Allah, or, it's Allah and all this other stuff. But it all goes back to the same source. That's what y'all don't understand. It just has a different name per different culture, even though it's the same energy. It's universal. That's why they call it universal law. Because it's universal. The primordial source is universal. God is universal. God is everything. He's within us. And you have to start understanding this concept in order to be able to elevate past the matrix. People say, I'm living in the matrix. Hell no, I'm so far gone past the matrix, it's not even funny. I'd be seeing shit that y'all couldn't even possibly put together and connect dots and understand. These demons really don't have a consciousness or a brain. They're walking around like the Walking Dead. And people think that they have so much power, and that's the problem. Demons only have power when you give it to them. So if you give them your power, it will fuel them to come against you. If you don't give them your power, and people think by speaking up, that's giving them power. No, when you speak up, you expose them. And when you expose them, they can't handle the exposure because they can't conceive it. It's not conceivable to them. Because they're not conceivable beings. They don't have a fucking consciousness, which makes them easily controlled by other people, other beings of light. The demon, and this is the secret that they don't want to get out. They don't have a mind of their own. They have to steal the consciousness and the being of someone else in order to be able to go out here and present themselves in a certain way. So when this individual decided that her demon ass was going to jump in, her soul was going to jump into this man's vessel, she didn't know how to run companies. She didn't know how to do that. and then created all these fake pages to try to get money out of me for Apple cards and shit like that because she can't do the job that she freaking signed up for. And then they had to go broke and stuff because they wanted a job that they couldn't do. But you wanted to wear them shoes, and now you have to wear them. So where is his soul at? Because I heard him say, "Run to me." And the only time I would hear it clairaudient like that is if the person is already passed. So this motherfucker already was evicted from his vessel by this female. And because she was already demonic to begin with, because you wouldn't want to kill somebody to overtake their vessel. So this group of people helped her get into the vessel so she could steal the money of his from his family and everyone else and give it to those people in that spiritual community. And that's why they stay stuck to this man's ass like a fucking fly on dog shit. Because they know that it's not really him. That is somebody else. They know it's that female. And she shapeshifts all over the fucking place, but she's not. She don't have the power or the ability to think for herself. So she has to, because she was already emptied out. She's fragmented. Her soul is fragmented, so she don't have the ability to create consciousness from her soul. And she don't have the energy either. Once your life force energy is gone, because what is a soul? A soul is life force energy. Okay? But it has to have an inhabitation, a connection to the vessel that it was provided when it came here. Because the soul essence is still inhabiting into the vessel that it came into this world with. So that essence got left behind. That's why they say you leave your innocence behind, because your innocence is left in the vessel that it first grew in. The soul grew in. The life force energy grew in. Because life force energy grows over time. That's how we get wisdom. The life force energy inside of the vessel grows over time. Okay? See, I'll be talking to y'all about shit that you don't even understand. That's why I always stay quiet about this type of secretive stuff. Because it goes far beyond the realms of what you can even comprehend, or the complexities of it really make it the way it is. The problem with this female is her soul is fragmented. And And the reason why her soul is fragmented is because her original soul's essence is still in the vessel where it belonged. But the vessel is no longer life force in it, and she's no longer with us. So the soul, she jumped now. That vessel is no longer. And I heard them 3 gunshots, so I know what they did. Trust me, I heard it clairaudiently. I even felt it in my own head when I was here. And I know that man was unalived. And then his fucking soul got left behind. And I had to go collect his soul. And this is the same, it's just like the story from ISIS, right? And back in the day, and I remember getting a download about this, about ISIS and how she had to put Anubis back together. Right? Or was it Osiris? I can't remember. But anyways, his soul was fragmented all over the place, and she had to put all the pieces of him back together in order for him to be able to be whole again, for his life force energy to be whole, because he got fragmented and sent all over the place. So when Isis went out and picked up, she had to go to different spots to pick up the pieces. And I think this is what happened here, because they sent me here to this place, and then, but see, I already seen the future of this, because I'm a seer. I can see. It's prophecy, but at the same time, I have spiritual gifts, and all of it really intertwines with each other. But putting it together and making it make sense is very, very difficult for some people. They don't want to believe anything out of one strict thing. They don't, and this is how come they can't think outside the box. But anyways, this man's soul was fragmented. He's been left in multiple different places because his energetic signature. If you can go back to those places where he visited, you could collect his soul and put his soul back together and reattach it to the vessel. But this bitch, she did so much to fucking, look, now, man, what a mess. That's why you had to keep stealing from me, because you knew that you could not do the work, and you didn't have, because your soul essence was left behind. You don't have a consciousness. You only have life force energy. You only have a soul, no life force energy. that runs the essence in the body, in the vessel.